Welcome to Golden Mastermind Seminars Radio with your host, Jeffery Combs.
Good afternoon. A beautiful Tuesday in Central California. It's also called Northern California, but geographically, it is really in the center of California. Welcome to Tuesday Facebook Live. This is the every Tuesday, 2 for Tuesday. On every Tuesday, I'm on Facebook Live on two separate occasions. Tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Pacific every Tuesday. I've been hosting Tuesday either live conference calls or Facebook Lives going back to 1998. So you do the math on that. That equals 25 years. So welcome everyone. It's my privilege and pleasure to be here with you. Lori, good to see you. Heather, good to see you this afternoon. Always good to see you. Dana, good to see you. Good to see everyone here on 2 for Tuesday, Facebook Live. Today is definitely a breathe and release day. Congratulations to all of my clients in, let's see, prayers and gratitude for all of my clients in Southern California who are not affected by a hurricane. This is California. We do not have hurricanes. I mean, just geographically and understanding weather, the water is too cold. I mean, just factor that. So I'm glad to see anyone here on Southern California, that you are here and you are breathing, releasing, and letting go. And my condolences to any of my clients in Hawaii. We know the tragedy there. So I am here to shed some light, some love, and specifically what it means to live in a place called no more cheat days. Cheating yourself out of life by getting ready to get ready, procrastinating, not being your best every day. If you have a day off, you want to enjoy that day off free of guilt, not be in any anxiety about what you should be or should have done or any multitude of situations. Peter, good to see you this afternoon. The topic for today's Facebook Live is no more cheat days. And what does no more cheat day means? It means no more cheat days. It means you're not cheating yourself out of life, of either relaxing free of guilt or producing free of guilt by cheating yourself out of having an exceptional day. I realize in today's world, we have more trauma-based mind control. There are more possibilities of the future that hasn't happened. But still, even with all of that, you have the opportunity to be your best self every day. People ask me, do you have anxiety about what's going on? Of course. I mean, I'm as real as it gets. I have anxiety 7 days a week, but I do my best to minimize it down to here rather than like this. I bring it down right here. And in any let go situation, the skill of letting go is to be able to accept what you're feeling and accept what's happening, and then being able to breathe and release it. So the network of neurons that wire and fire, you're not in an overwhelmed state. You can feel overwhelmed, but that doesn't mean you are overwhelmed. You have the feeling of it, but you can learn to neutralize it through the skill of letting go, which is mastery. And for those of you who have coached with me, I've either taught you to teach yourself and you're living it. Some of you are out teaching it to others. And the method of always letting go, the mechanism of letting go, is the most important skill that you will master, because it will give you instant gratification. It's not a shot of vodka. It's not a $7,500 purse. It's not a roller coaster ride. It's not ice cream. What it is, it's a skill, and it's a skill that will absolutely bring you into the present, where you can access consciousness, where you can experience joy, bliss, prosperity, reciprocity in higher consciousness. I mean, it's not adrenaline, it's not a drug, it's a normal, natural feeling of letting go. It's a be state. It's a state of being where you're able to breathe, release, and let go. Michael, good to see you this afternoon. Michael is a new client of mine. Good to see all of you here this afternoon. I'm honored to be here with you, Kevin Clinton Paulson. The topic for today's Facebook Live is no more cheat days. So if you woke up with a hangover today, a food hangover, an alcohol hangover, or you feel guilty about what you didn't do yesterday, I mean, that is cheating yourself out of one of the most valuable commodities that you possess. That is time. And your return on energy and your return on time are valuable commodities. If you're spending your time and you're feeling overwhelmed, or if you're spending your time worried about what hasn't happened, or you feel guilty about what you didn't do yesterday, it's all a waste of time. What you can be and do right now is breathe, release, and let go. And it is 1:05 California time, so that means it's 4:05 Eastern Standard Time. It's late afternoon. And if that is wherever you are, you want to be able to experience your best experiences the rest of the day so that you're not cheating yourself out of your most valuable commodity time. Every single day there's 86,400 seconds, 1,440 minutes, 1 hour, 1 day in the banquet of life. I have 35 years going on 36 years of sobriety, breathe, release, and let go, so that we are no longer the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feelings. And I am honored to be here with you as your coach today. So if I can give you any insight and wisdom today on no more cheat days, you want to let go of procrastination tendencies. You want to let go of why you do what you do. You want to be able to breathe, release, and let go. You want to take a long, deep breath and separate your feelings from the events that shape them. You want to be grounded to the best of your ability. You want to be able to be present as much as you can be present. You want to be able to focus on what you can be today. You want to be able to be your best self, and you want to be able to do that free of any guilt. You want to be able to free yourself from any outside influence that gives you anxiety, fear, and doubt. And as you breathe, release, and let go, then you are no longer the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feelings. So when you feel that anxiety right in here and right in here, that's when you breathe, you release, and you let go. And you separate your feelings from the events that shape them so that you can be in a relaxed body. You can be productive without worrying about, am I doing it good enough? Am I making a mistake? Am I going to get in trouble? Am I going to upset someone? So you can be right here and be grounded. So you can be in recovery. So you can be in consciousness. So you can be your best self one day at a time without being overwhelmed. It's so important that you master your emotions and you master the skills of letting go so that you are no longer the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feelings. Now, if you are following along here on the No More Cheat Days right here, and I cover this in my own syllabus, you can follow along right here. It's set. I always write out 7 points that you can follow from email or from Facebook. So point number 1 is procrastination tendencies. What are your procrastination tendencies? Where do you tend to procrastinate? Do you get overwhelmed, or do you find yourself avoiding doing what you should be doing? Do you keep doing the same thing over and over, perpetuating the same set of feelings? Are you able to breathe, release, and let go? Are you able to be present, or do you find yourself daydreaming, wandering? Do you find yourself avoiding what you should be doing, then waiting to the last minute and trying to pull it off? And if that is you, today is a great day to change that behavior and breathe, release, and let go, and be present, be here, and be now, so that you are no longer the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feelings. I keep saying that. That is a Louise Hay quote, so you understand that that's what letting go is. It's the separation between the feelings and the events that shape them, so that you're not holding on to a set of feelings, so that you're not feeling shame for what you didn't do, so you're not being guilted by someone else what you should be doing. So you can be in the present more frequently, and most importantly, you can be productive. And being productive means even when you're relaxing, you can be productive in relaxing, because if you're relaxing free of guilt, then you're in a space you're not overwhelmed and you're not guilty. You're here and now. And the more you do that, you're going to have more joy, you're going to have more bliss, you're going to have more understanding, and you're going to be able to be present a lot more frequently. And that's important so that you can be attentive to your children. You can be attentive to your clients and customers. You can be attentive to whoever you're speaking to. You're in the conversation. You're not in an outer body experience, in a conversation that hasn't happened. You're present, you're here, you're now, and you're not overwhelmed, and you're not guilty about what you should be doing. And procrastination tendencies, when you cheat yourself out of your most valuable commodities, procrastination tendencies have you behind. And then it has you with your car, your garage that you can't get in. It has you behind on your laundry. It has you behind on your life. It has you behind in many areas of your life that you continue to hold on to. So as John just said, you want to be in the flow rather than in the resistance. Dana said she required this content today. So that's why I highly recommend that you find your flow space, that you find yourself in the flow, and you breathe, you release and let go. You separate your feelings from the events that shape them. And you focus. That's when it bring you the greatest time on your energy, the greatest time on your outcome, and that will be being productive. And then in relaxed time, you're able to relax free of guilt. And that's where your relaxed time is productive. But if you're giving yourself a day off and you're worried about what you should have done, didn't do, or what you're going to have to do tomorrow, and you feel chronically behind, or you feel behind the eight ball, or any of these terms you say, that's when you want to let go, because you're cheating yourself out of that day. You're not in your best value. You can't service your family. You can't service your clients. You can't service people in your circle of influence. You want to be able to breathe, release, and let go, so that you are not the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feelings. And that separation elevates your consciousness. It allows you to access joy, bliss. It allows you to access peace. It allows you to communicate differently. It allows you to be able to be present more frequently. You're in the conversation. When you're watching a video, you're watching content, you're at an event, you're able to be present in it. You're not in the future that hasn't happened. You're not in the past regret. You're present. That's present moment awareness. So the process of this is being able to surrender. So you're surrendering how much time you spend in your head, how much time you spend beating yourself up, how much time you spend being critical of yourself. You let go of the cause that creates the effect of the events that shape the feelings. You're able to address your childhood issues. You're able to let go of the trauma you've experienced. You're able to forgive situations that you've created. You're able to let go of the feelings that you hold on to. If you had a divorce, or you had a boss or a job that you feel bitter or broken about, you address that, because you're cheating yourself out of time. You address that by forgiveness. You address that by letting go. You address that by making amends. Step 8 and 9 in a 12-step program. Step 4 in any 12-step program is a moral inventory of self. Not others, but you take a moral inventory of yourself, and you address the situation for what it is. And that's when you really become rigorously honest, and you let go of the cause that creates the effect of why you do what you do. And then you're not holding on to these feelings, spending so much time that leads to relapses. When you're critical of yourself, there's a high probability you will relapse. And when you relapse on a set of feelings, then you're going to be critical at some point, because you're going to feel either a sense of shame, or someone's going to use guilt to try and control you. And when those two situations collide, resentment happens. And then resentment takes you out of the flow. That's why it's so important that you begin to let go. And letting go is that separation. It's the distance you create between the emotions of the events you hold on to. So you're not in repressed feelings. You're not holding on to the past that is already behind you. You're not worried about the future that hasn't happened. And so that you can be in a place called joy, so that you can take a walk with your dog, and then your gut issues begin to heal themselves. You begin to let go of the weight that your body holds on to. You begin to let go of the feelings that you stuff. You let go of the pride you hold on to that keeps you're too proud to address the situation. And you let go of that pride, and you let go of the resentment. Thank you, Charles. Charles said, resentment is a killer. Thank you, Charles, for watching here this afternoon. You also realize you can't please everyone. You're doing your best to be your best, and some people are jealous, envious, upset, angry, and there's a lot of anger going on in the world today. You want to do your best to stay out of all and any conflict if possible, And if you have to take a stand, but do it as diplomatically as you can. So then you're not worried about what you did, what you didn't do. Hold yourself to higher standards, your standards, not someone else's, and realistic standards that you can really begin to let go so you're not cheating yourself out of days. You're doing your best to be your best, breathing, releasing, and letting go, so that you are no longer the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feelings. This requires daily discipline. And this is where you start to develop a routine. And the routine's for you, it's not for anyone else. And so instead of fighting that or forcing yourself, you're able to let go of it. And you're able to exercise earlier in the morning. You wake up free of a hangover. You put down the nicotine. You put down the sugar. You're able to fast and start to heal your body. You start to put better foods into your system. You let go of alcohol and marijuana and other medications that you've become dependent upon. And you begin to do this over time. And that's what will allow you to have less brain fog. The brain fog from the trauma, the alcohol, the food, the feelings you hold on to begin to dissipate. They begin to flow. You begin to move into higher states of consciousness. You're able to easily and effortlessly let go. You're able to separate your feelings so that you're not in that mind-body connection. You hold yourself responsible for what you've done, and you also forgive yourself for what you've done, because you can't change the past. So if you've been a career procrastinator, well, overnight you're not going to be a top-tier producer, but you can definitely address some of the chaos and drama you've created by forgiveness and simple discipline, one day at a time. And you can do this step by step through breathing, releasing, and letting go. You can find meetup groups, 12-step groups. You can find other groups of people of like mind. You can be coached. You can coach yourself. You can read. You can follow YouTube content. There's a lot you can do and be for yourself one day at a time. And most importantly, in this no more cheat days, you stop pulling it off. Pulling it off and winging it is a major component of what procrastinators do. They pull it off and they wing it and they pull it off at the last minute. And it creates that cardio cocktail, that neurochemical high. And as you begin to breathe, release, and let go, you are not the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feelings. You're able to separate your feelings from the events that shape them. You're able to focus on back-to-back production days, back-to-back days of emotional sobriety, days where you begin to meditate. You're able to easily and effortlessly let go. You're breathing, you're releasing, and you're living in a relaxed body, in a body that's more attractive to people, and people want to join you in business. They want to join you in life. They feel the love that comes off of you rather than the criticism that's coming off of you. And you're not living in this high anxiety anymore. You're living in a much more relaxed body. You're being your best self, being yourself, no longer holding on to anxiety, fear, and doubt. So when you're being and staying productive, this is point number 7, being and staying productive in a relaxed body. The relaxed body means you're not so tense, you're not wired, you're not wound up. You're able to breathe, release, and let go. It's just such a liberating experience if you allow yourself to live in this energy. If you are looking for one-on-one coaching, or you'd like to speak to me about my services and you've not accessed a free 20-minute coaching call, feel free to reach out to me. I would be honored to speak to you. You can send me a Facebook message, and this content will be available for playback. I'm going to go ahead and hit the record button. I want to thank you for being here with me this afternoon. Breathe, release, and let go. I will be here tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific. You have a great day.